Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
Oh, that was a lot of energy. You came out with a lot of energy.
I saw you were going to do the intro, and then I stole it from you. So
She's a stealer.
sorry about that.
How's it going, everyone? Super exciting things happening this last week. The Ballon d'Or, engagements, a lot of exciting things. I wanted to talk about the Champions League game that happened today that I think a lot of people were surprised with the scoreline, with what happened, what transpired. Arsenal versus Lyon, and it was 5-1.
5-1. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I do not think many people were expecting that score because Lyon is the reigning Champions League champions, the French league champions. I mean, it is a killer squad, but they have a pretty extensive players that are injured for Lyon. So they're not at full strength, but I still think after that, no one was expecting it to be 5-1. I don't think anyone's expecting it to be 5-1. And not only that, Beth Mead scored 2 goals. Foord scored 2 goals. Frida Monum scored 1 goal. So 5-1. And Christiane Endler is the goalie for Lyon, and she's like the best goalie in the world. And
can't stop them all. Can't win them all.
Exactly. That goal from Beth in the 45th minute, stunning.
It was a beaut.
Stunning. And also she had the assist. The first goal from Foord, she had the assist too. I mean, what can you say about Beth? I mean, we're going to talk about Beth in a second too, about was she possibly the rightful Ballon d'Or winner, you know? But 2 goals. It was a fun game. Anytime you win like that, 5-1. Viv did not start. She came in, I think, at the 80th minute, but she did not start. And I think a lot of people were really pumped. The only thing I saw a lot of people saying that they thought Lyon had maybe lazy possession, easy giveaways that turned into goals. And some people thought that Endler didn't have a lot of energy. You know, Endler was at the Ballon d'Or Awards 2 nights ago. A couple other Lyon players. So I think Bacha was at the awards. I'm pretty sure I saw her.
Too much partying. Just kidding.
Maybe, but then again, Beth was there too, so I guess you can't say that. Okay, I guess I'll say this and then we'll kind of go to the Beth and Dan moment, but Arsenal tweeted something so funny. And so if you remember, last week we talked about the Ballon d'Or, that somebody told us it was like BBC Sports, that's who misquote, who called Beth Mead the guest. You know, she was labeled as Viv's guest at the Ballon d'Or Awards.
You should really do your homework before you start typing things up.
It wasn't Beth Mead, superstar player. It was Viv's guest, and people thought it was funny, you know. And also somebody left a comment saying, you know, it's pretty irresponsible journalism, realistically. Like, you expect that stuff from like the Daily Mail. So Arsenal tweeted this after they won.
Who would have guessed it?
That's pretty funny. That's pretty clever, isn't it? Arsenal social media,
they're coming in strong with those puns.
I know.
Very punny.
Who would have guessed it? That was so funny.
Sorry about that.
And then actually today was, I believe, 150 appearances from Arsenal. Then Arsenal tweeted that. Then Beth Mead retweeted it, and she said, "Proud of you, my girl." I
believe she said, "Trots up, du Meish." I butchered that.
But I translated it. Proud of you. So
nice, very cute.
They didn't come in until like the 80th minute, I think. But you know, they played Lyon, and so
who was playing against who?
Exactly. It was another reunion of the old couple of Beth and Dan. And nice. As everyone knows, they're in very happy relationships independently, and they still seem to be remaining friends. And so there's a really cute moment. This was, I believe, the day before the game, or the morning of. No, that wouldn't make sense. I don't exactly know when this was taken, but as we see, it is a loving hug between Beth and Dan. And I mean, Dan played for Arsenal for 5 years, so a lot of her friends are still on the Arsenal squad. So she's hugging, but a very sincere, you know, when you have that rub on the back.
Yeah.
I mean, do you still love seeing these moments, even though it's almost like old news or friends? I mean, I still get kind of, you know, worked up seeing these.
It's wild because it's like, whoa, those were the old days. But
I know.
I mean, they're friends now, so these are the new days.
Right. And it seems like they're both in very happy relationships with each other, and it's awesome that they can be friends, because sometimes you just can't be friends, but they seem to be friends. So Arsenal played. Who watched that game? And if you were a Lyon fan, were you kind of shocked that, you know, but there is a lot of injuries when you have that many injuries. your team maybe isn't as cohesive as it was.
As strong.
Beth Mead is killing it, and she's proving it's not just a last year thing. She's going to continue that wave to this year, and she's
getting better and better.
Right, and that's kind of where we're going on to talk about that now, is because, as you remember, Alexia, she won the Ballon d'Or, and here, Sarah and I talked about it. And at the time, I actually thought it was more of the thought of, Alexia, she deserved it, or Beth deserved it, but Alexia deserved it too. But I saw a lot of discourse that basically said they thought Beth should have won it, which happens. I know that isn't uncommon, but like on Twitter, gets very involved on Twitter.
Too involved.
Which I always think is funny. I'm sure maybe people haven't heard the story, but Sarah and I met on Twitter.
Twitter's not for the faint of heart.
But that was like in 2009 and 2010. It wasn't
That's
like
when
it is
everyone
now.
was hyping everybody up.
Yeah, people were just following to just follow the stars.
People just wanted to be friends.
Yeah.
I mean, I started a Twitter so I could join Demi Lovato live concert or something.
Isn't that wild? Yeah. No, that's not really what Sarah and I want to talk about. But we're actually going to read from our comment section a few comments. But I think a lot of people have a good case that Beth Mead should have been the winner. Also, for it being decided by 1 point, that must have been so hard. I talked a little bit about it, but so I'm going to read a little bit of this comment. I'm going to read a few comments and we'll just kind of talk about it.
I thought that the title should have been awarded to Beth. Alexia is an excellent player, won with Barcelona the Spanish league overwhelmingly, was runner-up with Barcelona in the Champions League, and was top scorer in the Champions League. Many therefore say that Alexia won deservedly ahead of Beth, who only played a great Euro. Alexia was an obvious choice, but the Euro isn't played every year, so I thought that it would have been a better choice to give the award this time to Beth.
And I kind of thought that same thing with talking about these major awards. A lot of times it just goes by the last major tournament, and that was the Euros. I mean, it's as big as the World Cup in many ways. Yeah. And Beth killed it there. Golden Boot, most valuable player, I believe. The comment, Michael says he thought Beth would have been a bit better choice, and I completely agree with that, obviously, after reading a lot of the comments. But I don't think a lot of people thought, oh my god, this is a travesty, Alexia had no right to be the winner. I still think people thought, okay, if you pick her, it is a choice, but a better choice would have been Beth. And I think that's a perfect comment. And then someone goes, congrats to Alexia, but I thought Beth should have won it this year with the Euro success. Then Beth should have won. Oh, and then someone says, oh, yes, you are so right. I would love to see Viv in a suit, because we talked about that last time. Yeah. But then I also saw a comment like this. It said, Alexia 100% deserved it. She was on another level last season and was just extraordinary. She played better last season than the one she won her first Ballon d'Or. So she definitely deserved to win for last season. It's based on the full season, and Alexia did way better than Mead with Barcelona and individually. Winning the domestic treble, runners-up at the Champions League, player of the tournament, and top scorer. You cannot think of the Champions League or Spain League last season without thinking of Alexia. If she didn't get injured before the Euros, she would have definitely been the best player in the tournament. Though if Mead keeps playing the way she is and wins any titles with Arsenal, she deserves it. She deserves to win Ballon d'Or next year. So that's definitely a good argument. So there's arguments for each side, but there's definitely arguments for both sides. Okay, then we got a few comments saying, they didn't think Alexia should have won. They didn't think Beth Mead should have won. They actually thought Sam Kerr should have won. Ooh. And there was a couple compelling comments that, had me sold. I'm going to read this.
Arguments?
Yes, arguments. I'm going to read this. We're going to read a comment, and then it made sense to me.
Sam Kerr should have won. If you're going with what was accomplished for 2021/2022, Sam Kerr has a lot more than Beth and Alexia put together. I don't know what, again, she has to do to win. Beth had Euros, but Sam has AFC. Sam has the Player of the Year for almost every domestic award, as well as WSL and FA Cup winner, and with Chelsea. Alexia had the 2 domestic cups for Spain.
So that comment, and then one other comment just basically said Sam deserved it because they say, a lot of it's political. If you're not a European player, they don't necessarily, this award mostly, they favor European players.
Makes sense.
And I didn't realize this until when I was looking at the comments too, that Sam actually was 3rd place both years. So people are like, she's not going to win. Why even go?
I'm so upset. Sam deserved to win for sure. She won the season for Chelsea, Golden Boot, 2 domestic trophies, Premiership, top goal scorer in Australia, Golden Boot in the Asian Cup without winning. I don't see Patelis traveling 2 days every time she sees she wants to play for her national team at home.
Yeah, so again, that person thought Sam Kerr, and very compelling arguments why Sam Kerr actually maybe she should have one. And I'm actually going to finish on this comment because I thought that was an interesting take too, kind of talking about that.
Okay, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but the Ballon d'Or is a French award, and the French have never been very fond of the English. Our relationship with our near neighbor has deteriorated ever since Brexit, so politics might have gotten in the way of the Ballon d'Or victory for Beth. Congratulations to Alexia Putellas, though, especially with the Spanish national team, are currently having to endure from their manager and federation. I'm so disappointed for Beth, but there's always 2023, which is going to be epic.
Yeah, perfect comment. Awards with juries always get political.
Yeah.
I think, and I think the Brexit, and 1 point away. So, good comment. But like this person says, if Beth continues to play like she is right now, there's no reason why she won't be in contention next year for the Ballon d'Or. And also this comment also says the thing about Alexia's had to deal with so much being with the Spanish Federation, that whole issue, that it's just heartbreaking for the Spanish team. But what did everyone think? What did everyone think about the Arsenal versus Lyon game? Were you shocked? Were you surprised? Or because of the Lyon's injuries, were you kind of not shocked? Also, the Beth and Dan moment. I'll never get tired of those until the day I die. I won't. Call me weird.
I agree. I'm with you.
And then what did you think about the Ballon d'Or? Maybe that's why Sam Kerr really doesn't care about these awards, because at the end of the day, it's not awards. It's what you put on the field,
Yeah, she might also know, it's political, so.
Right. Also, I wanted to mention this. So we remember talking about Lucy Bronze's outfit at the Ballon d'Or.
Yep.
Alexia's aunt was wearing the same exact pantsuit.
No, you're joking. Who styled them?
Yes,
Love it.
And I saw that.
Please tell me they got a picture together.
I know. It happens.
Where did they get it? Is the question.
It must be some designer, because. But don't you think that's so funny?
Yeah. What are the odds?
I know. What are the odds? What does everyone think? Questions, comments down below. We'll talk to everyone later. Have a great night. Bye.
Bye.